Those affected by the raging wildfires in Southern California are beginning to return to their neighborhoods to find what's left of their homes. Chris Gutierrez is live in Rancho Bernardo, California. Chris?
Good morning to you, Molly. You know, this house that used to sit here has magnificent views of this area of California. You can just tell the pride that this homeowner had who lived here. But now if we take kind of a wider shot, you can see this is what's left of his home, Molly, and they are digging through and sifting through this debris to find whatever they can. In fact, they found something of interest right here, Molly. This was an earring that belongs to the wife of the man who lives here. It was given to her as a gift during an anniversary, but they're still searching for the smallest thing with perhaps the biggest meaning. Take a look over this cliff here. This is where the family's master bedroom was, and their son's baseball team's out here because they're looking for the homeowner's wedding ring. What we're told, Molly, is that the homeowner, they also own some horses in the area, and they were in a hurry to make sure that their horses were okay. She took her wedding ring off so it wouldn't get damaged when they were corralling the horses. She left it here thinking, I'll have time to come back. But when they came back, they said they could already see the flames across the other side of the street that came in from the east, and the flames were so massive, they say they saw them sweeping across the house over here. So what they did is around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, they came out and they were honking their horns and they were banging on their neighbor's door saying, you got to get out of here, you got to get out of here, it's just too dangerous to be here. And now when they return on days like this, Molly, unfortunately, this is what they find.
So Chris, where is the family now? Have you seen them out there today?
Yeah, and in fact they are here. The homeowner is in a blue shirt over here. His name is Kurt Gillian. His wife Tiffany. They have countless friends and family. Again, their son Taylor didn't have a baseball game this afternoon, so what they decided to do instead is to have what they're calling a cleanup party. And again, they're searching for whatever they can. In fact, they've been really blessed to find anything out of this fire. In fact, one thing that struck me, Molly, as I'll show you here quickly live, is that they were able to pull things out like the family's china. This is what they're calling the keepsakes pile. And you can see here that stuff that's just literally still got soot and dust and ash on it, but these are priceless items of memories past, of better times, and of course they want to keep whatever they can. Molly, back to you.
Oh, Chris, that's just heartbreaking, but what nice family and friends that they have to help them out today, and I hope they find that wedding ring. Please keep us posted if they find it, the Boy Scouts or the baseball team if they find it.
Will do.
Thank you, Chris Gutierrez, live in California. We've seen the extensive damage and the heartbreak from these California fires, and what makes it even worse is that some of the fires may have been set intentionally. What would motivate someone to do that? For some answers, we turn to Dr. Alan Lipman, a criminal psychologist and executive director of the Center for the Study of Violence. So, Dr. Lipman, why do arsonists do it?
Well, it's almost impossible to believe, isn't it, when we look at the heartbreak and the damage of thousands and thousands of people. But the fact of the matter is, the people who do this, for basically 3 different reasons, unbelievably, they just don't care. First of all,
reason number 1 is the categories you put them in. Okay.
That's exactly right, Molly. The first and the leading group of people who do this, in a couple of studies that have been done, are what are known as psychopaths. You've probably heard that term before. People with antisocial personality disorder. They just don't care about rules. In fact, they want to break the rules. They see an open field and they want to set it afire because they want the stimulation, the excitement, and because they're enraged. They want to see society burn. And the hallmark of this disorder, instead of feeling the pain that I saw you feeling during that report as you were watching, and that I feel as well, they feel no remorse for their actions, just the desire for excitement.
And we're looking live at some of those pictures right now from that house that burned down. Category number 2 is? Category
number 2 are people who are psychotic. And, you know, we use that term in everyday speech to say, well, you're just kind of losing your cool. But to be psychotic really means that you've lost contact with reality, that somehow that bond that keeps you connected to the world has snapped. So this person might have delusions, false beliefs, voices in their heads telling them to set a fire, and unfortunately in the grip of that psychosis, they commit a crime against the world that is the product of their own illness. And then finally,
Category 3.
Category 3 is this case that we're perhaps all too familiar with, which are these teenagers with conduct disorder, and they're bored, and they're angry, and they're unsupervised by parents who often should know better. And they're looking for something. They're kind of burgeoning psychopaths, Molly, looking for a way to stimulate themselves. Often substances are involved, and before you know it, they have set the town ablaze, and now we see what's before us.
Are they able to sleep at night? Do they have any guilt? Do they feel bad about what they've done?
Well, you and I could both imagine feeling that throughout this experience and perhaps for the rest of our lives.
Right.
But the very heart of being a criminal, when we get inside the mind of a criminal, of a psychopath, is that instead of caring about society, they're against society. They want to ruin, wreck, destroy, burn society, and they leave many fine people in the state that they're in. But fortunately, as you noted earlier, getting the help of people who do care, who do feel, and who do want to help.
All right, Dr. Alan Lipman, thank you very much for helping us understand, I guess, why somebody might do this.
Sure.
It's just so sad. Thank you for joining us.
You bet.
The vice president is set to visit New York, but it's not votes he's hunting for. We'll explain. Then conservative Republicans are beginning to warm to Mike Huckabee's message, but critics say the 08 candidate might not have such a conservative or ethical record.